Welcome to Career Moving Opportunities for College Students, where the journey from campus to career begins. Hosted by Donnie Glover of Be More News, each episode explores how you can develop essential skills in creativity, leadership, critical thinking, and a growth mindset, all designed to enhance your college experience and prepare you for success in the workforce. Get ready to grow, lead, and create your future.
Well, we have the new head of the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber of Commerce, and the topic today is leadership. What is leadership to you, Devin?
Man, it's right now it means a lot, right? I believe in transparent leadership. I think there's also different leadership styles. Not everyone leads the same way. So leadership to me looks like transparency, looks like authenticity, and it looks like action. But I do respect other people's leadership styles.
Who is a leader you look up to?
Man, and I'm going to say at the moment, the greats of history, right? Outside of the greats, current leaders, I would like to say, can't think of any current leaders, other than the obvious choices like Barack Obama, stuff like that. But most of the leaders I look up to are no longer with us. So like Dr. King's, the Malcolm X's. I do like Louis Farrakhan, who's still with us. But outside of that, what, Louis?
Yeah.
I just like how he connects Islam and Christianity, different things, different points and topics. I like how he can go back and forth between the two. And oftentimes people think there's a huge difference. A lot of times in his messaging, you'll hear very similar things as he goes from the Old Testament back to Quran. I think that's a skill that everyone doesn't have. So to be able to explain things to two different groups, I kind of respect that. I also
that brings people together.
Yes, yeah. So I think that's awesome. That's a great skill set he has. It's something I've been not trying to master, but really just listen to develop, because I haven't listened to him enough, I feel like. So when I catch different clips on social, I tune in and then go back and do research on it. But that's what stands out the most to him for me. I also like...
Let me just add, and he brought together 1 million black men in Washington, D.C. without incident.
Multiple times. That's the kicker, because I had the privilege of making it to the second Million Man March. The most recent one, I was actually there. The one before that, I was like a little kid. But this one, I was there in adulthood, and that was like... And I'm going to tell you another person that surprised me, which I never heard him speak prior to then, was Pastor Jamal Bryant. That was the first time I actually heard him speak publicly. So...
What did you like about his leadership?
I can't really speak to his leadership. I don't know enough about his leadership. I could say what I like about the speech. I thought it was captivating. And everyone who spoke that day was like a different energy. But what I really like, Jamal impressed me based on the message he gave. And like when you speak, your cadence, your tonality, I feel like all that was kind of on point, and it was needed at that time. It was a really great, like he knows how to move people. That's probably the best way, or at least it make you feel fulfilled, like you've been moved. He's pretty good at that.
So we can possibly deduce that both Farrakhan and Jamal Bryant, a part of their leadership is coming with timely messages.
Yeah, I would say that.
What kind of leader are you?
One who leads by action. I'm a doer. I get things done. I really way around for folks. I don't talk, I do. Sometimes I talk and I do, right? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, then I'm gonna do it, right? That's the kind of person I am. That's the kind of leader I am. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, right? Because I think I'm invincible a lot of times, and I don't wait around, and I don't understand. I come from what I would call old school in a lot of ways, right? I believe a man, your word is your bond kind of thing. So I don't understand when people say they're going to do stuff and don't do it. which is why I can happily say anything I ever said I was going to do, I was going to go do, and I've done it. Sometimes it looks impossible, but that's okay. It's always impossible to people who's ever done it, right? Sometimes you don't even know you need things or you want things until you see someone else doing it. So I don't mind being the first.
Now, I'm going to dig a little personally. What kind of leader are you at home?
Same way. Lead by example. I talk, I do. And I have 2 boys, 17 and 6, Chase and Maverick, and they hold me accountable. Like, well, Dad, you said this. You said you was coming back with donuts. Where are the donuts? Right? And it's really big on accountability, both in business and in my personal life. And that's the funniest thing in the world, because on the outside, you'll see like most parents will think the kids talking back to me. But no, he's fine, expressing how he feels, right? Because I said I was going to do it. I need to go do it. So we hold each other accountable in my house. It probably does my wife crazy, but me and the boys did for sure.
Timeliness, accountability, these are traits of leadership.
And vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Yes. Because you can't be a know-it-all, right? When you make a mistake, you have to tell me the mistake, apologize for your mistakes. I don't have all the answers, right? Not trying to be perfect. I have no problem saying that. I think that's a huge thing in leadership. People need to be more vulnerable. Instead of acting like they're the genius behind the operation all the time.
Let's deal with your lifetime. What teacher was your favorite?
Several. Miss Johnson, by far. Miss Johnson was my English teacher down Dunbar. Saved me for myself. Just an amazing, fabulous woman. Set the standard. Took no stuff, but also very Claire Huxtable-like in personality and energy, right? Bubbly, serious, always well-dressed, and literally will save you from yourself, right? Her voice was so calming. Like she could say, I keep having a moment, right? And she can just say, Devin, and you know you shouldn't be doing this. And then instantly a calmness is like, all right, Miss Johnson, you're right. This person deserves it, but I'll let it go. Just because she said it. I mean, by far, my favorite teacher, bar none. Favorite person was Roger Shaw.
How does she treat other students?
Same way. Treat other students the same way. Very, very mom-like, grandmom-like, as a teacher, go above and beyond, right? And you never, sometimes with teachers, I will say, in my lifetime, teachers that I've had, some things can be insulting, right? Like, I got mine, you got to get yours kind of thing. Miss Johnson never had any of those traits or egos. It's always warmth and love, and you might not like Julius Caesar, but you're going to get through Julius Caesar kind of thing.
So a leader is task-oriented.
I would say that. Organized, task-oriented.
The mission was to learn Julius Caesar, something a lot of us found awkward, Old English, Shakespearean, but that was the assignment. And it sounds like Miss Johnson was the type of teacher
1, 4, 4, 3, 9.
Some of that, Donnie.
That no matter what you're going through, this is the assignment.
Correct.
This is what we're going to do.
Yes.
You're going to learn. So she was parental. She was task oriented. We've talked about vulnerability. We've talked about accountability. We've talked about timeliness. Where does, and this is relatively new for me, emotional intelligence, is that something you delve into as a leader? So,
something I'm working on as a leader, right? Because it's not something that comes natural to me. Because I'm more aware of my words these days when it comes to people's emotions, because it's really hard for me to process certain things, right? I'd like to think my brain thinks a little bit differently. So the human emotional side, like emotional intelligence, is something that I've definitely a skill I've improved on because it doesn't come natural. So I'm very intentional of asking people their emotions, because I have a hard time not understanding why you don't feel comfortable to express yourself, right? I prefer people to be black and white. The gray areas are really hard for me to process. I never see the gray area because just tell me bluntly, right? Like, I don't think you're being rude. I prefer it straight. But I've also learned that to give people grace who don't communicate that way, right? And to dive into those feelings to figure out, what past traumas or, what their lived experience was like to better handle them. Because I give, just so you know, too, like, I give warnings, right? Hey, this is who I am. This is how I am. I don't mean to be rude. Oftentimes I can talk with my hands. People think I'm being aggressive or assertive. That's not my intentions. Just so you know, I talk with my hands. They move a bit. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, which is how I talk to people, right? I've been this way my entire life. I also talk fast. So if there's anything you don't understand, please know there's no delaying with this question. Stop me as many times as you want. So I give disclaimers, right? Because I've learned that for some reason, when my hands get to moving, I get to talking, right? In certain settings, people are either offended or
intimidated.
Intimidated, yeah.
Okay. So empathy, is that a part of your leadership style?
No, not a skill I have. Not a skill I have, right? That's according to my therapist, right? So I'm not naturally empathetic, sympathetic, none of those things, right? So these are things that I'm aware of, and I communicate that way. And I let you know, this is not, if you're looking for empathy, not that guy, right? Not naturally. You got to, I understand if something tragic happens, I should feel bad for you. And these are the words that I probably should say. But these aren't natural things that come natural to me. Not a skill set that I have. Natural skill set. Something I've worked on to perfect. But in leadership, definitely not. So I surround myself around empathetic people, right? At the chamber, Toby's empathetic. I'm not. In my house, my wife's empathetic. I'm not, right? So I put a great team around me of people who can deal with empathy and sympathy and the things that I'm not good at. And I also ask, like, hey, was that harsh? Was I not empathetic? Because it's not something that I'm good at.
When it comes to identifying talent, is that a trait of a good leader?
Yes.
You just said surround yourself with great people.
Yes, you have to. You have to create some great people, got to build a great team, and you have to be able to see the diamond in the rough, right? I think that's something that's the biggest thing to me, is finding people who are actually coachable, who are willing to change or learn and grow. And I believe in operating your strengths, right? I legit will, if it's your strength, you can lead that initiative. I don't have to be the leader. I'm not big on titles. I'm not big on responsibilities. I'm big on getting things done. So if you're a doer and you can lead it and you got more experience in that space, please go ahead and lead it. Because trust and believe, if you say you're going to do it, then you better do it. If you say you know how to do it, you better do it, because I'm going to hold you accountable, because I don't understand. Again, I can't process why you said you had expertise in this area and then you don't.
What's your favorite sport? Team sport?
To play, to watch.
To watch.
I like basketball. It's probably my favorite sport to watch. I don't really watch football in person, right? I'd rather watch it at home. I feel like I can slow it down, watch it more. So basketball is probably my favorite to watch in person, on TV. Basketball, my favorite sport.
Favorite basketball coach?
Man, I'm gonna say Pat Riley, because he's a tyrant. I like the supervillain kind of thing. The arrogant guy, gets things done, fuss you out. Being a player, being a coach, doesn't matter. I like Pat Riley. I don't like certain things now with the Heat, but I do like Pat Riley.
Why?
I like Showtime Pat, right? Innovative. Lead the Lakers, the Lake Show. Some of the things they were trying to do, fast paced. They just started to figure out. But then he also let the players lead at that time, and it's also about the show. right? It's not just about winning games, right? It's about slicking your hair back, being swagger, right? Having a certain swagger, certain level of excellence, and holding people accountable, and not taking any cut cards, and being able to take a punch and throw a punch.
When it comes to leadership, and I'm thinking Pat Riley, I'm thinking the last time I saw you, well, actually, officially, you dressed the part. Pat Riley dresses the part. Is that a part of being a good leader?
I think you do have to lead by example, right? And I'll give you an example. You see me the other day, I had on a suit. Today I have on a polo shirt. I went through a phase where I stopped wearing suits, right? Because it's like, I haven't had a job since I was 25, worked myself ever since, right? Full time, worked myself. And I stopped wearing suits because my last job, I worked at the bank, I had to wear a suit every day. So I stopped wearing suits because it was like, to me, my sign that I work for myself, right? I can wear what I want, do what I want kind of thing. Not going too far outside of things, right? Still professional attire, just not a suit, certain tie. Recently, I've noticed a shift of public perception. I went to an event in the evening time, and I had my laptop out. If anyone knows me, you always see my laptop. My laptop bag is not far. It's after 5, and someone at my table said, "Hey, I know you can't still be working, right?" And I said, "Well, you're right." And I just closed it because the person, again, at my table just couldn't believe that someone would work after 5, and it let me know that in his mind, there's no way that a person is a leader or an executive here still working because happy hour is about to start we're at the breaking point of the program. So if this is followed by a happy hour, right? So there's no way I can be my laptop still working when everyone else is not working on happy hour. Who's this guy? So I closed it. I also realized that I didn't have a suit on. I didn't have a sports jacket on. For every next morning I go to a breakfast, I wear a suit. Different vibe, same people in the room, majority of the same people, treating me totally different because I was in the suit. All day I went to different meetings, and this people that I already knew, some people, right? So, "Oh man, you sharp today," and all these compliments. It's like, dude, I don't get the same embrace when I wear a suit, right? So I do believe, right, you have to look the part and set the standard sometimes, especially when you are a new face at certain things. I am to a lot of people. Because my background is e-commerce. Part of e-com is you don't really see people as much, right? And then even most people don't understand the work I do in the process tomorrow. I'm literally out in the community every single day. So sometimes we embrace the community. I can't be in a suit, not because I can't get the work done. They don't want to talk to nobody in a suit. They can't relate to nobody in a suit. So sometimes I wear a polo or I gotta wear a t-shirt, right? Depending on the zip code. So I believe sometimes you gotta look the part depending on who you are interacting with, because stereotypes do exist, right? Who am I to change it? So it's just like, well, I've got to play the part for you to get to know me first, then I can change it. But if I never get to know you, then I can't change anything. So I do believe it plays a huge part.
So that would be adaptability. Now there's 2 minutes left. I gotta throw in leadership and technology. This is 2025. I grew up in an era where you have mail, dial-up, internet. Today, fast forward, Instagram, TikTok, laptops, mobile devices. Tell me about leadership with respect to using new technology.
I'll give you 2 parts to it. I'll give you the business side. Business and human beings, right? On the business side, if your organization isn't embracing technology, then you're going to be left behind, right? As far as efficiency, being able to do things at a cheaper cost, being able to do them at a faster speed, definitely can not be out for technology, no matter what your industry is. Second thing is on the human side, if people aren't embracing technology, then we're in trouble, right? Because studies show 275 million people worldwide as of 2030 have to learn new skills or get new jobs. People are going to be replaced by technology, right? Or the jobs we know will look completely different. So the data is out there. It's been out there for years. What's frightening is people aren't moving fast enough to this, right? I mean, like everyday working people aren't getting the skills to embrace technology or even understand, hey, even though I'm a doctor, that we're doing open heart surgery now with bots. I need to know how to do the bots, or I will not be able to work in this career anymore, right? So there's several different things that I think this conversation about technology and human beings should happen more often, especially in our community, because you have people in our community that feel like, oh no, I've been doing it this way, I don't need technology. And it's like, no, you do. And I only know that because that's part of the work that I do for older adults and different things. So it's like, once you break it down, it's like, oh my God, you are absolutely right. Everything is online. I need a computer, I need the internet, because it's really about getting people to understand the value there for them. That's the biggest disconnect. But I'll stop there because I can go on and on about this.
Devin, it's always a pleasure. I always learn something from you, and thank you for helping us with this training video on leadership.
No problem.
At the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber. We didn't plug your company. Please plug your company.
A Prosperous Tomorrow. We're a nonprofit organization, digital skills and education training provider.
Good deal. Throughout
the state of Maryland and beyond. We got a few contracts in other places too.
Again, continued success at the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber. Thank you for your leadership.
No problem, Donnie. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Career Moving Opportunities for College Students with your host, Donnie Glover. We hope today's episode helped spark new ideas and practical strategies for building your skill set and shaping your future. Be sure to join us next time as we continue the journey from college to career, one opportunity at a time.